Alright, welcome back to another lesson. In this video, we're going to talk about the blur tool, and the sharpen tool, and the smudge tool. Okay, so they're pretty self-explanatory. With the blur tool, you're going to blur. With the sharpen, you're going to sharpen. And with the smudge, you'll be smudging. There's no guesswork here. Just like the eraser tool and the burn and dodge tools, they work like brushes. So you'll have to select your brush, set the size and set the hardness, and you just have to you can also set the strength, and then you'll have to draw over the image. Okay, so one good thing about these three tools, the blur, sharpen, and smudge tools, is that they don't have to be destructive. So if you want, you can apply these tools straight to your layer. Okay, so you can go ahead and just start blurring things. See how it's getting blurry? Okay, so the computer is still processing, so it'll take a while. If you have a slow computer, it'll take a while for the processing to happen. Okay, so this is before, and this is after. Okay, so my strength is set at 50%, right? If you set it at 100%, you will blur it out a lot quicker. So at 100%, you can actually see it getting blurry in real time. Okay, so this area, I'm blurring it out. Alright, so let's see before and after. Okay. It was sharp and now it's blurry, right? So this is I basically applied it to the layer that I want to manipulate. You don't have to do that. You can also create a new layer. Okay, so you get an empty layer above what you want to manipulate, and you can turn on sample all layers. Okay, so if you turn off sample all layers on an empty layer, if you use the tool, it's not going to do anything. There's nothing in this layer, right? But if you want this layer to apply on this layer, and then have the applied have the blur applied directly onto this layer, I'll show you what I mean. So if I do sample all layers, it's gonna sample both of these layers. Okay, so even if I'm selected in layer 1, the top layer, I'm still manipulating this layer, and then whatever is manipulated will end up in this layer. Okay, so if I blur, I'm gonna increase the brush size. Okay, so if I blur this area right here with sample all layers turned on, okay, so I'm blurring alright, so see it's blurry. I blurred it out, right? But if I turn off this layer, it's not blurred, right? Because the blurred area is now only in this layer. Okay, so I'm actually adding the manipulated portion on the new layer. You can see it in the thumbnail. Only this area is now in the layer, right? So this is an additive process, not a destructive process. So this layer stays untouched, and the touched up area is now its own layer. So if you're unsure about what to blur or what to smudge or sharpen, you can always make it an additive process by creating a new layer and then turning on sample all layers. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and blur some more areas. I'm just gonna blur all of this, like the whole background. And if you have a slow computer, if you have an older computer, it's gonna take a while. This is a very CPU and GPU intensive process because it has to do a lot of calculations, right? Okay, so I'm just blurring all of this out. Alright, and then let's see what I get. Okay, so if I turn this off, see how blurry it got? And this is the manipulated area. I basically blurred out everything except the car. Okay, so the car is untouched, so you get this empty spot right there. Okay, so let's look at the Sharpen tool. Sharpen tool works the same way. Okay, except now instead of blurring, you're sharpening it. Okay, so I'm gonna try sharpening this car, details of this car. Alright, so I'm gonna make a new layer for that again because I don't wanna put the blurred areas and the sharpened areas on one layer. So I'm gonna make a new layer. Okay, and this is gonna contain the sharpened area. Alright, so I'm gonna keep sample all layers on. Maybe I'll turn this off. And then I'm gonna go over the car, and you're gonna notice that it's getting sharper. Alright, I'm gonna zoom in. No, it's getting processed. It's taking longer than usual because I'm recording my screen at the same time. So there's actually a very high CPU usage. Normally it's not this slow. So unless you're like recording your screen or doing something else in the background, it shouldn't take too long. Alright, so before and after. Okay, see how the image is a lot sharper? You're gonna have to go a little bit easy on it because I sharpened it too much, and now you can see the noise popping out, the pixel noise popping out, because even the noise is sharpened now, right? So do it slowly, okay? And now I'm gonna turn on the blurred layer 2. So now you get the blur and the sharpened image. Okay, and then lastly, we're gonna take a look at Smudge. Okay, the Smudge tool, as you may have guessed, smudges. It smudges your image. Alright, so for this one, again, I'm gonna make a new layer to keep it an additive process. Okay, make sure sample all layers is on, and choose your strength. I'll keep it at like 50. Alright. So when you're smudging, you're basically dragging the image. Alright, so that's what I'm gonna leave it at. Okay, so smudging, you have to kind of like the actual practical real life use of smudging, you kind of have to go easy on it, unless it's like you're taking artistic license to, I don't know, maybe you're painting something in Photoshop. If you need to use smudging, that's fine, but when you're editing photos, you're most likely not gonna require the use of smudging. It's just It's just not something that we use that often. But it's always good to know that we have the option to use it. So try playing around with it and apply it to the provided photo and take some creative liberty. All right, I'll see you next time.